I'm starting to look at it like this, that I'd like to think that our clients can learn to reimagine themselves every year. So it's a learning they've got for their life. Even though if they come in to quit smoking, let's say, they're going to learn this big, huge thing, and then by the way, they quit smoking. So they're learning how to think different, how to just be open and curious to other ways things might be. Just because a person's raised a certain way doesn't have anything to do with what they can do in the future if they choose to do something different. So, a major thing that we're doing is, yes, the positive thing. Everybody that comes in the office, the people that are really negative come in the office and they say, nothing ever works for me. And so it's a good idea to help them find some things that have worked for them. And then they start to go, oh, maybe I'm not always a failure. Maybe something has worked. And then they can relate to that by then projecting into the future what it would feel like to succeed with the thing they came to the office for. And it will feel like the things they've succeeded with in the past that they forgot they even succeeded with. Because once you succeed with something, well, it's kind of like, now you get what's next, So everyone that comes in our office has succeeded with something. I mean, they made it far enough in life to get to your office. So everything has not gone bad. Mm-hmm. Something, sure. I expect to make lots more mistakes. I don't want to make one like I made with the boat again, though. I'm going to pretty much try not to repeat that one.
Mm-hmm. So you're really building people's belief that it's possible for them to be successful. And some people do need that more step-by-step than others. They need to have small, doable wins, and then they build on those wins as they go.
Sure. When a smoker comes in the office and they go, it's not working, let's say it's the second session, they typically have at least smoked less. So let's say that they used to smoke 2 packs a day. Now they smoke 1. The first thing I do is I get out my calculator, 20 cigarettes a day, 365 days. And I go, wait a minute, you're down this many already. And then they go, wow. So I'm getting to focus on the positive, not the negative. And when you do that, their whole attitude changes, their body language changes. We go, now let's just finish up. Let's just get rid of the rest. And I don't care if they're down 2 cigarettes a day. I'm going to use that, Had a guy come in the office about quitting smoking, and he did his own math before I did it for him, but I would have. He walked in the office. We're just getting ready we haven't sat in the chair to do the session. And he says, I just did the math. And in my first year, I'm going to save $4,700 in cigarettes. I didn't have to say a word. He did that already, right? So suddenly the fee looked really cheap,
Yeah.
I sometimes I look back and think I should have doubled the fee on all those people, and they still would have been happy. But so positive is the start, but it is not the finish. It's the start. We know from our conversation in our group a few days ago that imagination is 10 times more powerful than grunting through willpower. Because if a person doesn't believe they're going to get the goal or isn't positive about getting the goal, how are they going to grind through all that stuff they got to do? Let's say it's 22 steps to get to a goal. Well, if they believe they're going to get it, those 22 steps come fairly easy. If they don't believe they're going to get it, they're a grind and a struggle, and they'll give up halfway through because they're going, it's not going to be worth it. I'm not going to get the goal. So positive, imagining it's already accomplished and what it'll feel like to get there. And then what happens is I love to have them do this thing where they imagine they're at the goal. They're celebrating it. They notice how they walk, how they feel, the compliments they might get. And then I say, now look back at this moment when you walked in the door a little while ago and you thought you were failing. How big does that moment look? And they go, this big. So I said, notice how when you're in that moment 10 minutes ago, it was huge. But when you get to the goal, it means it's nothing. It's just a bump. And so all these things I'm talking about, these techniques we do, they keep getting into positive, getting into positive, getting into belief. Because the mood that our clients get in determines their outcome. Yes, there's the details of things, but the details don't matter too much. You're just grinding through details without the mood. That's the positive mood. And yes, it's not enough. So I don't want to stress it too much. It's not enough if you don't follow through, if you don't listen to the audio tracks, if they don't show up for sessions. It's not enough just to be positive. That's wishful. But when you put positive with action, you pretty much can't miss.
Yeah. And pairing that also with making everything a learning experience so that they can learn from where things didn't go well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like Scott's comment, which was, there's no such thing as failure or success. There's only feedback. And,
Mm-hmm.
and oftentimes when you say that to a client, they're a little confused, but you got to work with it a little bit, but then they go, yeah. So I got a lot of
Yeah.
feedback with
Well, a
my
lot of
workflow.
Yeah, that's a big thing. We teach clients a lot because a lot of them are looking, did I succeed or fail? Did I do well or not? Did I fall off the wagon? Right. So they're
Right.
looking to judge it.
Right.
And so
Sure.
they've never actually learned anything in their life before that feels more like just learning and discovery. And so I've
Yeah.
found that that's really, no matter what people are coming for help with, that skill is a big part of their success.
Sure. A lot of times when they are talking about that failure or that they fell off, I say, all those testimonials you read and all the videos you saw, every one of those people fell off. And they go, oh, they did? Yeah. So what are you worried about? I've never had a perfect
Mm-hmm.
client. I don't know about you, Robbie, but I've never had a perfect client. And I know for sure I'm not perfect. So when people expect to be perfect, they're
Mm-hmm.
just kidding themselves. It's so much easier to just be a human and then learn the stuff.